Okay, this is my presentation for English 230 technical writing class. My name is Peace Israel and I'm doing blogging and microblogging in the workplace. Essentially what I'm going to cover is the pros and cons of microblogging and blogging in the workplace and what companies can do about them, as well as a few little definitions. So we'll start with the definition of what is a blog versus what is a microblog. Well, a blog acts as an online journal. It usually contains periodic articles, regular uploads of the person's thoughts and feelings, as well as anything they choose to include about what's going on in their life. When used by companies, they can serve many different purposes, mostly useful. And they are generally created by the blogger, as opposed to being a hosted site somewhere. And some examples are WordPress.com, WordPress.org, and Squarespace. Whereas microblogs act as individual messages to an audience, meaning that they're more like just one-offs, individual posts, usually 144 characters or so. They fall into two categories mainly: informers and me-formers. In other words, information that you're presenting for its own use or information that you're presenting about yourself. They can be used for a variety of situations, usually discrete. In other words, one-offs, like I said, individual posts. And they are created by corporations and used by bloggers. In other words, they're hosted on different sites, such as Tumblr, Twitter, and Pinterest. It's important to note that Facebooking is a social networking site, and Reddit is a discussion forum. There are many like it, 4chan and 8chan and such. Okay, so how are workplace blogs used? Well, they're used both as personal journals by the employees to kind of help them connect and share important things in their own lives, as well as what they're thinking. And they can be used for customer interaction tools for, like I said, a lot of very helpful purposes. Let's see, I'll just move on. So the pros and cons of workplace blogs. So they're very effective at generating new interest in the company and in its products or updates. They're useful for updating customers on important events or important warnings if that's necessary. They're helpful to establish a brand and gain the trust of the customers. They feel like they can generate a relationship with this person via their blog or this company. And they're good for getting customer feedback in the form of people's responses to or questions or comments. The cons are they require maintaining, which requires a decent amount of time and effort. They can backfire if the quality is low. The person gets the idea that the company is not very professional. They can backfire if the uploading is inconsistent. If they are not very consistent, then they also get the sense that the company is, unprofessional. And if they contain any questionable content, then they can seriously affect the company's reputation. Let's see here. So here's microblogging in the workplace. I found this really cool article that showed, scientific journal that showed this great graph here, and basically it dissected 5,000 different posts by members within a single company in 15 different countries too. So these are across the board trends. Generally, they found that the providing info and directing posts accounted for the vast majority. And interestingly enough, status updates did not account for that much of it, which is not what I expected personally. But yeah, and they're also fairly infrequently used to answer questions, but when you need that question answered, it's good to get an instant answer. So here's the pros and cons of microblogs in the workplace. One great pro is that they increase employee engagement. Employees are more excited about their work if they feel like they can express themselves and connect with each other. They allow for fluid information sharing, again, connecting ideas, important pieces of information necessary to conduct the job, or just important updates. They can help coordinate group activities. If everybody's on the same page, then they can all get basically help coordinating from a lot of different places at once, regardless of where they are. And employees can get assistance from those who may know something that they don't within the company, higher ups or just somebody who's extra knowledgeable. So the cons can be that they can be distracting if people spend too much of their time doing things that aren't necessarily productive. They can be misused when employees do anything to direct their aggression towards the company in a way that can be seen by others. It's considered slander. If an employee shares company secrets, either on purpose or by accident, that can be detrimental. And if employees ruin the company reputation by posting something indecent or, basically anything that's offensive, then they can also upset, other employees, and that could affect things. So my conclusions in this are basically that they are effective at enhancing the employee experience in the ways that I outlined. They directly benefit companies that use them correctly, and they can harm a company if misused. Now, a couple of ways that the company can prevent misuse is by informing their employees of the proper place and use for these tools in the workplace, that monitoring employee behavior and discreetly addressing issues, the ideal way, I would say, to address issues, and conducting internal reviews to make sure their policies work for employees, making sure both that the policies they have regarding this, they're either in-house or their public use of blogging and microblogging is working for the employees, and so that the employees are having a good experience anyway. All right, that's my conclusions. And here are my works cited. And thank you for watching this, and have a great day.